Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! It's time!
What is going on, everybody? We are back. It is Monday, December the 8th, 2025. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is another episode of Steve's Kitchen here on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. We're also live over on Twitch and also over on Kick.
Perfect.
I hope all of you had a wonderful weekend. How was it? How was your weekend, ladies and gentlemen? I can't hear you, but I hope it was a good one. It's crazy to think, right, that the year is about to be over in about 3 weeks. And it's crazy to think that we're almost at the point of where this John Cena retirement tour is going to come to an end this Saturday. That's right. This Saturday at Saturday night's main event, it is officially over, the retirement tour. It's crazy to think, like, yo, it felt like it was only yesterday. Like Cena made the announcement that he was doing this farewell tour, right? And look, let's be honest, was it perfect? No, by no means at all. It had its moments, but we're now about to be at that finish line. Like it's about to really be over. It feels like it's about to be, it really feels like an end of an era almost, and to think, hey, it's John Cena. In the eyes of a lot of people, one of the all-time greats, right? And it's about to be fucking over. I just can't. It's still hard for me to really process all this shit, But I want to hear from you guys in the chat. I want to know your thoughts. It's crazy. Yeah, he did want to do over 200 dates, but at the same time, it's like, dude had all these other projects happening at the same time. Like, how's that going to work? Like, bro, you have all these other projects. Like, there's no way. Like, there's no way. And WWE only want him to do like 36 or something like that. And yeah, man, it's crazy, you know. But if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share it with all your friends. Share with all your friends on social media. I know Raw starts in about 8 p.m. So I'm gonna try to get you guys out of here in time. But for me, it's crazy because you learn to appreciate Cena in the later on portion of his career. Like in 2002, he debuts, right? He was the guy who responded to Kurt Angle's like open challenge, ruthless aggression, Doctor of Thugonomics, right? He was the champion. The champ is here, and then we had this reign of Cena where, LOL, he won every single time, right? And at that point, we're talking 2013, 2012, 2012, 2013. Dare I even say 2010, right? Whatever it was, he got to a point where it's like, yo, you're annoyed. Like, yo, can we get something else? Can we heal him up? And I know there was that discussion that he did, or it looked like it was going to happen, and it did not. And it was one of those situations where you sit there, you say to yourself, man, what could have been right of that heel turn? But I know Vince, like, at the last second had like cold feet, like, no, because again, merchandise was a big factor, right? And yes, he is facing Gunther. That is his final opponent. Gunther this past Friday defeated LA Knight, made him tap out to now get the opportunity to face John Cena. Now, again, for me, it still doesn't feel real at all. It feels like, yo, you just can't believe it. Like, yo, we're literally it's ending this Saturday. It is. Um, I know a lot of people who are gonna probably be watching. Like, I know it's the Saturday, it's on Peacock. Like, you would have thought, hey, if there was ever a time to put something on NBC, this would have been it. But for whatever reason, they chose to put this on Peacock because why the fuck not? But let me know your thoughts in the chat. What are some of your memorable Cena moments that you remember? I've had the opportunity to watch the man wrestle live a couple times. Um, I got the opportunity to see him win number 17. And I know a lot of people till this day are not a big fan of the match at WrestleMania. Oh, Travis Scott, the heel turn. Heel turn for me, the moment was great. It was this amazing moment, right? Like, oh my God, they finally did it, even though it should have happened years ago. To me, when I look at this farewell tour, it should have been him going out there as a babyface, right? Playing the hits. That's what it should have been. And yes, you could have him win number 17, right? But you also got to remember, Cena hasn't won a match at that point, right? Cena hasn't won a one-on-one match since, if I remember correctly, 2018, right? And yet here we are, and it's like, he did something out of desperation, right? All that stuff, right? Aligning himself with The Rock, Travis Scott. Again, great moment. Great moment as far. Oh my god, see my fucking hand, the shadow there in the back. Look at that. You can't see, like, look at my hand doing the you can't see, like the shadow doing the you can't see me, right? But the moment happened, and then the execution after was just right? But for me, again, being there in Vegas, with Chase, Howie, Ernie, it was this amazing moment. Like, yo, we got to see Chief was also there too. We got to see number 17, which again, you can't take that away. Right? The match, again, it is what it is. How depending how you feel about it. But being there live for it and seeing him win 17, it was like, and I said this when it happened. I said this. I don't know how many of you remember. It's like when Messi winning the World Cup. It's like seeing Jordan get his 6th ring. It's like watching Tony Hawk doing the 900 at the X Games. That's what it was like, you know? And again, I also had the opportunity to see him lose his 17th title reign, whatever you want to call it, to Cody at SummerSlam. And it was better than the match at WrestleMania. They made up for what they did at Mania, at SummerSlam, right? And then after this, he goes on to have these amazing matches, right? The match with Logan Paul, right? Clash of Paris, I believe it was. Yeah, Clash in Paris, right? The match at WrestlePalooza, look, it is what it is, right? Brock squashed him. He then went on to have that amazing match with AJ Styles in Australia at Crown Jewel. And now here he is. And then a couple weeks ago, he has this match with Dominic Mysterio in a rematch for the Intercontinental Championship at Survivor Series in San Diego. Arguably, probably the best thing on the show, depending who you talk to. And now here we are, one last match. This time against Gunther. Someone who, and when you look at him, right, Gunther is like he's this party pooper, right? The way he is, the way he presents himself, right? He is this evil force, right? That just wants to suck the fun out of everything. And he wants to be the guy. Again, remember, he made LA Knight tap out on this past Friday on SmackDown. And I know a lot of the LA Knight fans are so upset. A lot of the LA Knight fans are feeling some type of way. And it is what it is. And his mission now is to make John Cena do something he never has done. He's never done. That is give up. Cena's slogan, never give up. And now here he is in this match on Saturday. And the thing too, right, when you think about it, right, if you would have told me many years ago, when Gunther was Walter, right, when he was Walter on the Independents, right, Wrestling for Progress, PWG, right, WXW, and he was the way he was, the way his presentation was, right, that he would be the guy. By the way, let me know in the chat how I'm sounding right now, because I want to make sure I have the right audio. I want to make sure that I have the right microphone. And so let me know in the chat how I am sounding right now. Please let me know in the chat as I'm continuing to talk right now. But if you would have told me then that guy under a different name, whatever it is what it is, right? Oh, yeah, there you go. He has tapped out twice to Kurt Angle. That is very true, but this is now the never give up John Cena. You know what I mean? That's the Cena that I'm talking about. This never give up, hustle, loyalty, and respect, right? But he wants to make Cena give up. And I know a lot of people are under the impression that, Gunther's going to retire John Cena, right? You think about it, right? Gunther just retired Goldberg a while back, right? But to think again, that guy was going to be the one to have Cena's last match, I would have not believed you if you told me that years ago. But here we are. Gunther and John Cena. I know, again, if it was up to Cena, he would love to do the honors on the way out. that's the right way to go out. Do the honors do the honors on the way out. Put over the new talent. Put over the young talent, which he did. When you think about it, he put over Dominic Mysterio at Survivor Series. And now here we are, Washington, D.C., Saturday night's main event. Gunther and John Cena. I didn't even check, but yeah, this is the graphic, by the way. I showed this earlier, but I'll show it again. I'm curious, real quick, if they already have the odds for this match. I want to believe that they do. I want to believe that Bet Online already has the match Saturday night's main event. Here you go. John Cena right now is a plus 600. John Cena right now, as we speak, is a plus 600, while Gunther is a minus 1,500. Now, look, it'll be nice to see, Gunther get his moment, whatever you want. But I'll be honest, it just won't feel right. For me, it will not feel right seeing John Cena lose in his last match. It just will not feel right, in my humble opinion. You can't have this farewell tour and have it end him losing. He needs to win. He needs to win, in my opinion. John Cena. Now, are they going to do that? I don't know. Okay? But if it was up to me, I would have John Cena win. Have him go out with a win. Like, bro, and I don't want to be that guy that goes there because I know it may seem, oh, he went there. But think about this, right? If Sting, in his last match ever in AEW, was it a year ago or so, right? At Revolution, went out with a win. Why can't John Cena? Why not? Let me read some comments. You guys are kicking ass in the chat. I appreciate all of you for tuning in right now on this Monday, December the 8th, 2025. Thank you all for chiming in here, giving me your thoughts and what you feel regarding Cena. Alan writes here, the first time Cena picked up Big Show for the FU, I was there, my dad, and I was like, yo, absolutely. I believe that was WrestleMania 20, I believe it was. You were there, MSG, brother? You were there, MSG, when he FU'd the Big Show? I'm not ready for John. This is from Chris Leclerc. I'm not ready. By the way, why are they YouTube? Can we go back to the way you used to just show everyone's like username? But that's just me. I'm not ready for John Cena to retire. I'm looking forward to seeing Bayley versus Sol Ruca this Saturday. Yeah, by the way, they also made it official. It will be Sol Ruca versus Bayley going at it. So, in case you guys don't know, Cena's request was to have NXT talent go up against main roster talent to give the NXT talent the opportunity to shine on this event, which is, again, John Cena's farewell tour. And they also announced because obviously, I don't know how many of you guys watched Stand and Deliver this past, my bad. I don't know how many of you watched Deadline. I'm already thinking way ahead. I don't know how many of you watched Deadline this past Saturday, but they had Obafemi defeat Ricky Saints. And as a result of this, not only is Obafemi once again the NXT champion, but he will also now face Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event. So you're going to have the WWE Undisputed Champion against the NXT champion. Now, look, I know a lot of people out there were expecting to see Ricky Saints versus Cody. You're not getting that. Like, you kind of knew. Like, if you watched like the video, like the segment backstage during SmackDown where they had Oba and they had Ricky, right, in Nick Aldis's office, and Cody shows up. Cody the entire time was staring at Ricky Saints. Did not even once stare at Obafemi. I don't know how many of y'all peeped that. But when I saw that, I'm like, yep, they're going to give it to Obafemi. And look, I know a lot of people out there like, oh, why Obafemi should be main roster bound, which I agree. But I remember, I don't know how many of you remember this. I remember a time in 2015 when a NXT champion who still goes by the name of Kevin Owens, debuted on the main roster and had in his first big feud on the main roster against John Cena. Yes, John Cena. When John Cena was the U.S. champion. See, I'm bringing all this back to Cena. See what I did there? So he showed up as the NXT champion. It was on the main roster as the NXT champion until he eventually dropped it to Finn Balor. Who's to say that Obafemi shows up to the main roster after this as the NXT champion? It's possible. Or if not, look, they could probably have, because also Javon Evans did win the men's Iron Survivor. You'll probably have Javon Evans win the NXT championship at New Year's Evil against Obafemi, and then you bring Obafemi into the Royal Rumble. That's what I would do. But I don't know how about you guys. Let me know. Oh no, Survivor Series 2013. Okay. We got to go back. It's been such a long time. Sol Ruka is a favorite to beat Bailey. If I'm looking at this right now, yes, Sol Ruka right now is a minus 350, while Bailey's a plus 225, which it's not bad. Also, while we're at it, Cody Rhodes against Obafemi. Cody is right now at a minus 800. Obafemi is a plus 425. Honestly, I would do, and again, that something tells me Cena might win. John Cena might end up winning. I'm just saying, if it was up to me, I'd have Cena win. Chief, what's going on, brother? He writes, yeah, he was there, bro. He was there in Vegas, man. He was there for number 17. If Gunther beats Cena, you think we would get if Gunther beats Cena, you think he would get booed? He would get good heat or go away heat, because the current discourse in the IWC is that Gunther sucks, he's boring, which I strongly disagree. I just think that's the way his character is. Like, he's supposed to be what you hate. Today's wrestling is everyone being high flyer, big spot, viral moment, right? And here's Gunther, who's not flashy. He's not this, oh, I'm going to do this viral thing. Nah, he's there to chop the shit out of you and win and get paid. That's it. Now, I don't think he's boring per se. I know there's people who do feel that way, and rightfully so. It is what it is. I just think if you have him beat Cena, then you got to push this guy. But I don't think he wins on Saturday. And he'll be fine. There's some people who I've heard too, oh, if he loses to Cena, he's buried. No, he's not. Like, look, Gunther lost to Jey Uso at WrestleMania. He lost to Cody Rhodes, right? He lost to CM Punk. He will be fine. This loss will not hurt him at all. Not one bit, in my opinion. But to sit here now, to think right now that, yo, by the way, my shirt finally arrived from WWE Shop. Okay, so it came in just in time for Saturday. But it's crazy to think that, yo, we're finally at this point in the retirement tour. It's crazy to think that once Saturday hits, once Saturday's over, John Cena goes away. We will never hear, I mean, we probably will, right? But, I know there's been this talk now, oh, this, Cena's being sued, WWE being sued over the music, and whatever the case may be. I'm sure it'll be settled out of court. But you won't, again, Cena doesn't wrestle anymore. This is it. This is his last match ever. No, he's not gonna go to AEW. He's not gonna go elsewhere. No, that's not the case. John Cena is gonna go out there, bro. Once this is over with, continue the acting career, and go on to win an Academy Award. And yes, likely this Saturday, once the match is over, win or lose, they're going to announce that he'll probably be entering the 2026 Hall of Fame. And if there's anyone out there who should be the one to make the announcement, it's either Kurt Angle or Stephanie McMahon, in my opinion. I know Kurt Angle wanted Cena to be his last match, but instead it was Baron Corbin. Um, Steve's writes, Stu's writes here, Oba is pinning Cody. I'm calling it now. It's possible. There might be some fuck finish with Drew McIntyre, but we'll see. Man, I just wish the theme of Saturday night's main event is main roster versus NXT. Cena's last match should have been someone from NXT. Or Orton. I didn't say Orton, but you know what? Could be Orton too. You could have Kurt Angle. I did mention Kurt Angle, Stephanie McMahon. I say Kurt Angle because remember, Kurt Angle was the one who issued the open challenge in 2002, which, by the way, the day that happened was on my birthday, June 27, 2022. Bye. June 27, 2002. It was an episode of SmackDown. Kurt Angle issued the open challenge, and out came John Cena, right? Ruthless aggression, right? Or it could be Stephanie McMahon, you know, the woman who suggested that Cena would do the rap as a character. Remember, Cena was about to get fired. Remember that? Cena was about to get fired, right? Cena was about to get fired, right? And then he said it. They were on a tour bus, and he went to the back and started freestyling and roasting everyone. And Stephanie's like, "Hey, you want to do that on TV?" And that changed the course of history for him, right? Or it could be Randy Orton, his longtime rival, one of his best rivals. Again, depends who you talk to, right? Some people will say, "Oh, it's Cena and Edge, Cena and Punk, Cena," or depends who you talk to, right? I'll be honest. If it was up to me, I would have had Cena versus Orton be the last match. That's just me. And I get this too. I get there's people who feel like, oh, you know what? It shouldn't be on a Saturday night's main event. His last match should be at a WrestleMania, right? And I agree with that too. If you want that big send off in Vegas, probably the last WrestleMania in America until God knows when, I would have had Cena's last match in Vegas at WrestleMania, right? But no, we're going to do it in Washington, D.C. because fuck it. Why not? Fuck it. Who would you like to see induct Cena in the Hall of Fame? I would say Stephanie McMahon, but she's also going in. So I don't think you can do. Yeah, I mean, you probably can have Stephanie go in and then on the same ceremony induct somebody. Has that ever been done before? By the way, has that ever been done where someone gets inducted into the Hall of Fame and in the same night that person puts someone else in the Hall of Fame? I need to know, but likely it will probably be Kurt Angle or Randy Orton, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see how all that goes down. But man, Saturday, take your time, bro. Saturday, please take your fucking time. Seriously, again, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that Saturday is it. It's over, right? And the business moves on. The business moves on. Again, Cena, it's always been a love-hate thing, right? Where you hate the way he beat everybody, right? Back in the day. Oh, LOL, Cena wins. It's not fun. It's bullshit. And now here we are, right? In the later portion of his career near the end, where you start to appreciate John Cena. I do think history will be good to him. when it's all said and done, you know. But man, it just doesn't feel real, man. It does not feel real. But let me know your thoughts in the chat. We got to move on here because again, we're gonna make this we're gonna make this show. We're gonna make this today short and sweet. I know there's a lot that's gonna be happening. I know you got to watch Raw, which by the way, I still can't get over that Braun Breaker promo from this past Monday. I know there's been discussions of him winning the Royal Rumble, which you could probably do, right? You could probably have Braun Breaker win the Rumble, right? Have him challenge for the World Heavyweight title. You could do that. Or there's also, or you know what? Or you pull the trigger on January 5th and you have him beat CM Punk. That's what I would do. But we'll see how all that goes down. Alan writes here, the only reason Cena last match is on Saturday's main event because nobody watches these shows because it's a house show, but named Saturday Night's main event. Yeah, that too. You know, honestly, if there was ever a time to air this on NBC, not just Peacock, this would have been it. In my opinion, this would have been it. But for whatever reason, WWE wanted to pull the trigger, right? Let's move all our PLEs to freaking ESPN, right? Let's move it to ESPN. But you know what, Peacock, it's okay. You get NXT still. You still get NXT PLEs. That's fine. It'll be great. Which, by the way, I also it's been brought to my attention as well that in a couple of weeks, all the video content from WWE will be removed from Peacock. So there's still no answer to where all this footage, all this content is going to be moved to. I think honestly, the way things are going, and I don't know how many of you from time to time go over and peep the WWE Vault channel on YouTube. I think that's what's going to probably happen. They're going to probably put everything on the Vault channel, right? They might do like a members tier probably where you have to pay a certain amount a month because again, WWE at this point, bro, it's all about the money, bro. That's what it's all about at the end of the day with this company.
Payday.
So put everything on the Vault channel. The WWE stuff on the WWE Vault, the WCW stuff on the WCW Vault. Maybe that one keep free, right? But then the ECW one, I'm pretty sure soon they'll start launching a ECW Vault, right? Or, you know what, if you got a VPN, you can probably watch everything on Netflix. And yeah. Again, man, when I hear all this stuff, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that we at one time had it good, bro. We had it good with the WWE network. $9.99. You had everything on the network. WCW content, the old WWE content, the old pay-per-views and all that stuff, all the documentaries, right? Pay-per-views, PLEs now, whatever you want to call it, right? All for $9.99 a month. We had it good. And I think sometimes people forget how good we had it. For real. Like, there's time where I wish, like, yo, can we just go back to those days? But no, we can't. Sadly, we can't. So I think eventually that what might happen. But for now, hey guys, if you want to binge watch all the stuff on the WWE stuff, the content, all that stuff, go over to Peacock because in a couple of weeks it'll be removed. So that sucks. But hey, WWE wanted to go to ESPN. Here we are, right? Here the fuck we are. Let's move on here real quick. Let's move on here. Also, leave the memories alone. Yeah, leave the memories alone. And I'll go away. That's all I know from the song. That's all I know from the song. I'm sorry. But yeah, I did peep parts of Deadline, like I mentioned before. The show was all right for the most part. The winner of the women's Iron Survivor was Kendall. I don't want to butcher the woman's name now here, but I might end up butchering her name. So just bear with me here, folks. Bear with me here. Right. So good gracious me. Hold the fries, y'all. Hold the fries. Yeah. Kendall Gray won the Women's Iron Survivor. Yes, the WWE Evolve Women's Champion won the Women's Iron Survivor. And they basically did the same thing for both the men and the women, where everyone was tied at 1. Everyone was tied up until like the last 10 seconds or so. But in the women's, Kendall Gray got the win. She's facing JC Jane. Honestly, from what I've seen from Kendall Gray, I'm impressed. I am very, very impressed. Um, I think she has a bright future for in WWE. You know, she's going to do a lot of crazy stuff on that main roster when the time comes. And I think, honestly, new year, fuck it. Put the belt on her. Why not? Now, she'll probably hold both belts. It is what it is. It's NXT. Who cares? It's fine. You have people on the NXT roster holding 2 belts as it is. You have Ethan Page holding the North American Championship on a Canadian strap and also holding one half of the AAA mixed tag team titles. Who gives a fuck? Do it. Fucking do it. I just hope they don't put everything on ESPN and make people pay $30 to watch old shows. Or you can get on a VPN and go on Netflix and watch it there. Because I do recall some of the old footage is on Netflix also. So that's some advice, if you will. Also on the show, Kendall Gray defeated Jordan Grace, Kalani Jordan, Lola Vice, Sol Ruka. By the way, all of them were tied at 2. Then Kendall Gray at the end got the pin, the shock win, right? So she ended up winning with 3 falls. So now she gets a shot at JC Jane. Ethan Page and Mr. Iguana, for the most part, was fine. It just felt like a television match, not something I would put on a PLE. But again, people are crazy for Mr. Iguana. So good to give my guy here a spot to shine. Izzy Dane versus Tatum Paxley. It was okay. Izzy Dane got the win. Again, you could have probably put this on TV, but it's fine. And then we got the main event. You had Javon Evans versus Joe Hendry, Dion Lennox, Leon Slater, and Miles Bourne in the men's Iron Survivor, where obviously Javon Evans got the win near the end. He ends up pinning Miles Bourne. Everyone was tied at 1. There was a moment where Javon was stuck in the penalty box, right? And he got up from the top and dove and got the win. Also on the show, and I mentioned this earlier, Obafemi defeated Ricky Saints again, I was shocked by it, but then again, not really. Because again, I said this earlier, if you watched when Cody was talking to both of them, right, on Friday, just the way Cody was staring at Ricky, you had this idea, we're getting Ricky Saints and Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event. But no, we're getting Obafemi. I think also, let's be honest here. Can you imagine had they done Cody and Ricky? Because you know how the IWC is. You would have heard, Tony fumbled, Tony this, and I think they were trying to avoid that. But I think eventually we will get the match down the road. Just got to be patient, guys. It's happening. Believe me, it'll happen. Okay. But overall, I thought Deadline was a fine show. Keep in mind, I was also watching UFC. I was watching UFC pay-per-view from this past Saturday. So there was that also. UFC 323, where Merab Dvalishvili lost the UFC Bantamweight Championship to Piotr Yan in their second fight. Piotr Yan is now a 2-time Bantamweight champion. A good back and forth fight. I just thought Piotr got the better hand. He was more improved from their last fight, and now he is once again the UFC Bantamweight champion. In the co-main event, you had Alexander Pantoja versus Joshua Van. The fight ended abruptly because of an injury that happened, I think, happened in the first round, literally 26 seconds into the first round. Pantoja gets an injury. He injured his elbow or shoulder, and they kept showing the fucking replay. They kept showing this replay like it was nothing, bro. And it looked brutal to see. Looked disgusting. But Joshua Van is the new champion in the UFC flyweight division. Tatsuro Taira defeated Brandon Moreno. You also had Peyton Tablet defeating Henry Cejudo in Cejudo's final fight. He's officially retired now. And Jan Blachowicz defeaed Bogan Guskov in it went to a draw. My bad. It went to a draw. But I was watching mostly that over the NXT show, but I had it on, all right, from what I saw. But there was that. Also, speaking of TNA, I'm sure you all know by now the news that happened over literally on Friday. They are going to be on AMC. So this was, I guess, part of the press release. AMC Networks and TNA Wrestling today. This was on December the 5th, by the way, on my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Papa Steve. Happy birthday, Dad. Even though I took my dad out to breakfast on that Friday. So there was that. Happy birthday, Papa Heel. AMC Networks and TNA Wrestling announced a multi-year agreement to bring TNA's flagship weekly television show, Thursday Night Impact, to AMC. The new television home in the U.S., the TNA AMC partnership kicks off live from the Curtis Colwell Center in Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex on Thursday. I think that is where TNA did some of those. My bad. AEW ran some of those Collision episodes during the summer, if memory serves me correct. If I'm wrong, let me know. But it'll be officially on January 15th, 2026. AMC will feature Thursday Night Impact as a 2-hour block of action-packed TNA wrestling exclusively on television every Thursday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. The new TNA AMC agreement also includes extending the weekly telecast to viewers on AMC Plus. Good for them, man. Good for them. Good for them. For TNA. You know, TNA is that company who just never dies. It's like Cobra Kai, never dies. Despite all the shit they've been through over the years, the LOL TNA moments, they went from Spike TV to Destination America to Pop TV to the Pursuit Channel to Access under all these different ownerships, right? All the stuff that went down with that company. And yet here they are. They got in bed with WWE. They're now part of AMC. And good for them, man. Because I said what doesn't help TNA is where they were at. They were on Access TV. Not everyone has Access TV. There's a lot of people out there who have AMC. Now, I cut the cord when I moved to this new house. So I don't have traditional cable. I have an Amazon Fire Stick. So for me, I still have to watch TNA on the watch wrestling sites and shit like that, right? So there's that. And good for them. I do think, though, on that first episode, that is where either two things happen. Either you have AJ Styles wrestle on that episode. Most likely that might be the case. Or if not, you probably crown a new champion. But I think Genesis is 2 days after. So I would say you got to do something big on that episode. Something crazy. Something wow, you know? Maybe, just maybe, again, just throwing it out there. You do Mike Santana and AJ versus Kazarian and someone else. That might be the wave, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I'm happy for TNA. Good for them, man. They are now on a network that has more viewers than what they had before. And now it's their responsibility to deliver. Get people to tune in, bring in new viewers. Do it the right way. Do it the right way. It's all I'm asking for from TNA. at the end of the day. But again, it's a company that's been through so much shit over the years, bro. It's insane. Hey, Steve, what do you think about the UFC being on Paramount starting on January? No more $80 pay-per-views. I got you. I got you, brother. You want to know my thoughts on that?
Let's fucking go.
About damn time, bro. Can't wait. Cannot wait. I'll be on the edge of my seat, not only on Paramount, but also CBS. On CBS, bro. CBS. Let's fucking go. There's talk that the UFC White House card might be on CBS. So keep that in mind. If you have Paramount, you got UFC. Yeah, I've been fully aware of that. But I'm happy. Good for them. It's going to be crazy. But regarding TNA, I'm happy for them. They better not fuck this up. Do not fumble this. Get new viewers and make people want to watch every single Thursday. The 9 to 11, though, man, fine. Who am I to argue it, right? They have a new network. They're on a new home. I'm happy about that. So let's fucking go. Also in the news as well, I'm sure you guys heard about this one too. I'm sure y'all heard about this one. But Warner Bros. Discovery will be acquired by Netflix. So this is part of the press release. Today, Netflix Incorporated and Warner Bros. Discovery announced that they have entered. By the way, this press release was also announced on December the 5th. That they have entered into a definitive agreement under which Netflix will acquire Warner Brothers, including its film and television studios, HBO Max and HBO. The cash and stock transaction is valued at a 27.75 per WBD shares. So, with a total enterprise value of approximately 82.7 billion, equity value of 72 billion. The transaction is expected to close after the previously announced separation of WBD's global network division, Discovery Global, into a new publicly traded company, which is now expected to be completed in the Q3 of 2026. This acquisition brings together two pioneering entertainment businesses, combining Netflix innovation, global reach, and best-in-class streaming service with Warner Brothers' century-long legacy of world-class storytelling, beloved franchises, shows, and movies such as The Big Bang Theory, The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, The Wizard of Oz, and the DC Universe will join Netflix extensive portfolio, including Wednesday, Money Heist, Bridgeton, The Adolescents, and Extraction, creating an extraordinary entertainment offering for audiences worldwide. Now, when this news hit, thank you, Alan. Member now for 20 months. Appreciate you. Again, guys, if y'all want to be a channel member, hit that join button. All right. Man, AEW and WWE under the same streaming network. Well, we don't know. That's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen with AEW. I know there's been people out there already saying, oh, AEW's doom, AEW's in the mud, all this stuff. And the reality is no one really knows. No one knows. Not even Tony Khan knows. That's the thing. Who to say by the time this current deal that they have right now with Warner Bros. Discovery comes to an end, they might have to go find a new shop, somewhere else to call home. Who knows, really? But this idea that AEW and WWE under the same umbrella, wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be fucking crazy, right? I don't know how the sickles will take it. I don't know how the drones will take it, the e-drones. But hey, man, at this point, it's a matter of just speculating, right? But to jump the gun. Oh, AEW is doomed. This and that. Nah. As long as Tony puts money into this company, it's never going to go away. I think people need to also understand that, you know. But yeah, look, man, it's crazy. Like, yeah, they acquired it. But yeah, man, I just still can't believe about John Cena, man. Like, yo, it's really coming to an end this Saturday, man. It really is coming to an end this Saturday. Um, if you guys have questions for me, feel free to drop in your questions. I'm gonna continue to be live here for the next I guess couple of minutes or so. There's also been, let me see here. This is for WrestleZone. This is 2 days ago, but must be a slow news day. This is 1 second here. Y'all see me, right? Good. Y'all still see me. Good. So I want to make sure y'all still fucking see me and shit. But this is let's see here. Major update on Jericho's AEW status. When it comes to Chris Jericho's next move in the world of professional wrestling, sometimes you can say a lot by not saying anything at all. Chris Jericho has accomplished a great deal in his current AEW run, including becoming the only three men to hold claim to holding both the former AEW and Ring of Honor World Championship. Although, y'all still see me, right? Good. 1 second here. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I mean, look, according to Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer, WWE's offered Jericho a retirement storyline where he would return to the company next year. Apparently, that's the only thing WWE's interested regarding Jericho and a potential return. Jericho was recently a guest on the Tim Weisberg show. The current AW star confirmed that he will be back in the ring next year. However, he made no point to specify where. I just think, look, if that's what they want from him, it's up to him to decide, right? If they want him to, if he wants to pursue this retirement career, right? This retirement run or tour, or whatever you want to call it, right? And then go into the Hall of Fame. Because again, say what you want, Jericho deservingly so. Deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, right? But I do think that at this point, it's one of those things where it's what he wants, right? Whatever he wants to do, right? I know the people who are also speculating, oh, Jericho's the one who, he's the one under the mask, is Jericho. I don't know. Alan writes here, the only thing I will say, we know what happened to WCW 2001 when AOL took over TNT. That is true, but there's a different time, though, man. It's a different time. But if I'm Tony, am I concerned? Yeah, I should be concerned. Should be, But at the same time, time will tell. At the end of the day, time will fucking tell. What's going on, Universe? Jericho put on a teaser on TikTok today. He posted a countdown debut from 2000. Jericho is going to WWE, and he'll be in the Rumble. You heard it here first, man. Universe Select said it, broke the news, guys. Breaking news from Universe Select. Breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. That is the breaking news, y'all. That is the breaking news. I also been brought to my attention also that, as you guys know, Darby Allin was part of the Continental Classic. He got hurt in a match against Kevin Knight, and it was reported his replacement, it will be Jack Perry in the Continental Classic. Jack Perry is replacing Darby Allin in the tournament.
Exactly, no pop.
Outside of that, the World Cup is happening soon. The World Cup will be here before you know it, man. And my God, the groups, man, these groups for the World Cup, man. Oh, man, it's crazy, man. These groups right now, the way these groups are, man. Mexico's with South Africa and South Korea. Wait a minute. Why did they? Oh, yeah, because some of these groups they're still not determined yet. There still have to be some playoff games. But Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland in Group C. Group D, which is the U.S. is the U.S., Paraguay, and Australia. They have to wait, I guess, for another playoff spot to see who joins them. Group E is Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. Group F is, for now, the Netherlands, Japan, and Tunisia. They have to wait for, again, a playoff spot to see who joins them. And Group G is Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Group H is Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Group F is France, Senegal, Norway, and they have to wait for someone from the playoff spot. Because there's like 5 or 7 playoff spots that need to happen to fill in these spots. Group J is Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Group K is Portugal, Uzbekistan, Colombia, and again, another one to fill in that spot. Bro, think about this, bro. You're going to have, oh my God, you're going to have, oh my God, bro, Ronaldo potentially facing Messi in a quarterfinal should both Portugal and Argentina go through. Luis Diaz from Colombia versus Ronaldo from Portugal. That's going to be crazy. And then, of course, you're going to have Group L, England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama. I think right now this is the group of death, in my opinion. But we'll see. They had a big old ceremony as well for this shit. So, hey, Steve, you doing Raw tonight? I'll keep you posted on it. I still have to eat. I still got to do a couple things in the house, but we'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted. If I don't do Raw tonight, I'll do AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. Again, just because we don't do SAD no more, I have to watch all. We can still watch AEW Dynamite as a family. Nothing wrong with that. But that being said, guys, that's going to be it for me. Also, this past weekend, Lionel Messi won another championship, the MLS playoffs. But Inter Miami, crazy, man. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Much love to all of you. As always, thank you for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow with the Raw Rundown, talking about everything that happened on Monday Night Raw from tonight. So make sure you tune in, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Thank you all for tuning in. I can see Gunther becoming the new legend killer, first Goldberg, next Cena. He'll probably be both Jericho and AJ Styles' last match. Could very well be. But that's going to be it for me. Much love to all of you. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. I'll see you all tomorrow for the Raw Rundown. Follow the Around the Point Network over on X at AT Network. Follow me on X at Heel Steven. Thank you all for watching. Much love to all of you. And regarding Saturday, if I don't do a post show on Saturday, expect me to talk about Cena's last match and all that stuff on Kitchen next week. All right. But that's it for me, guys. Much love to all of you. For myself and for the gang, this has been Steve's Kitchen here on the Around the Point Network.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.